So we would go and we'd do these dances to bring joy to people. How wonderful. What a great thing to teach children to do, to participate like that. And yet what I was reflecting on yesterday was there was an element of poor man. There was an element of pity. And it didn't really dawn on me as a kid, because as a kid, you just, your parents and your dance teachers say, we're going to go do this show, and you say, okay. We didn't really think about it that way. I remember at times being a little scared at some of the disabilities, or some of these old people who were really, really old. It was like, it was a little scary. And I probably had some level of poor them, feeling sorry for them. Not as conscious as I am now. I'm conscious of it now that, oh yeah, poor them. There was a level of pity. Interesting. So if I was going to say that now today, or if I was going to tell my child self, I would say, don't ever do any service out of pity. Don't do any service out of pity. You will or you won't, in the lyrics. You will or you won't. To do something out of pity. Imagine being the receiver of that. That somebody is doing something for you because they feel sorry for you. Does that feel good?
No.
It doesn't to me. Maybe that's okay with you, but my guess is it's not. When somebody does something to me because they feel sorry for me, I don't like it. So don't do anything out of pity or obligation. Oh, obligation. Oh, rubber hits the road time. Don't do anything out of obligation. What about family? Gets harder, doesn't it? It's like, ooh. So that same part of me that says don't do it out of pity says don't do it out of obligation, because this is what I know. Being in service does not require us to give up ourselves. That's where the distinction comes in. I will or I won't because it feels good and it feels right. Not because out of obligation, and now I have to give up me. It doesn't, you say I should. I hardly ever should on you. It shouldn't require us to give up ourself. I know that's a big one. I know that's a big one. And yet let that sink in. I'm going to come back to that because it really ties in with the consciousness from where we are. So if we're going to go dance at a old folks' home, first of all, I don't look old anymore, but second of all, to not do it from a place of obligation or pity, but rather I'm going to share this gift with people. I'm going to share this gift, and to see people's face light up is a great, wonderful thing, but not out of pity. So let me say this, I've already alluded to it. The other side of being in service is being able to receive service. As we give, we shall receive. But what I hear constantly is how much harder it is to receive than it is to give. We don't always want to receive, but giving and receiving is equally important no matter what subject we're talking about. So we must be willing and open to receive service from others. Yes, we must. We don't want to deny somebody else the same joy that we feel. Do you feel uplifting when you give? Why would you want to deny that to somebody else? They want that same feeling, to be giving in joy to you. If I'm the giver, there has to be a receiver, right? If someone else is the giver, maybe I'm the one to be the receiver. It sounds so easy in my head. Not always easy to do in reality. But here's something I went, when I was thinking about my childhood experience at these homes. All right, so if I'm feeling sorry for people, if I'm pitying people, no wonder I don't want to receive back. You see, the mindset of feeling sorry for somebody is not going to allow me to take it in when it's my turn to receive, because I don't want people feeling sorry for me. It is so important that we change that mindset so that we can receive. Because we're going to totally resist it and block it go into it with the idea of pity. Right, we don't want that. None of us want somebody to feel sorry for us. So with that mindset, no wonder it's so darn hard for us to receive. So we need to change the mindset. We need to understand that the giving and receiving is equally important. So let's not do it with pity, and let's not receive it thinking that they're pitying us. Our consciousness is so important in this. And that is also where that piece of don't do it out of obligation comes in. So to me, the ultimate is when I'm giving out of my joy, out of my gift, out of that sense of it feels good to be in service, not because I have to, not because of obligation, not out of pity. So then in the same mindset, I will receive the same exact way. I will receive not from thinking, oh, they're just doing that to be nice, or they're just doing that out of an obligation, or they're just, I get it, you're with me on this. The mindset that we give is the same mindset that we receive. So let's reframe it on both sides. We give or we don't. We will or we won't. But clarity as to why, oh, I don't think it's an easy thing to figure out, but I think it's an important thing to figure out. When we're dealing with family, knowing when to say, no, Mom, not today, and knowing when to say, yes, Mom, I'll do that. And knowing really clearly when we're in the place of, oh, I'm doing this out of obligation because I'm a good daughter, or I'm doing this because I really want to. The clearer we get, the easier it is to make the next choice. Not to give up ourselves, but to be in service because we choose to. Here's the real clincher. If you're not in a place in consciousness to do it out of love, do it. If you're going to do it, don't whine. And I mean W-H-I-N-E. Because we can always whine. This is something that I've been saying to myself lately. Even if I'm going, grumble, 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 I don't know if I want to do that. Once I've said yes, now I can't whine, you see. I don't get to say yes, I'm going to do that, and then go, oh, I can't believe she's going to make me do that. No whining, because now I've decided to do it. I might as well make it something beautiful. I might as well quit complaining and quit whining and make it something good. Again, is it easy? Well, I can look at the faces of this room, and I know your stories, and I know the struggles, and I know it is not easy, but it is important. What I know for me is the clearer I get on giving my love, the clearer I also get on being able to say no. They go together. So we don't have to be afraid that if we say no, that somehow we become an unlovable person or an unloving person. Of course we're still loving. But the clarity really makes the way clear for us. The not whining part, ooh, that's hard. It's hard not to whine because we decided to do something. But that's because we're doing it from the obligation mindset. Even if you start out with, I don't really want to. Once you've crossed the line and made the choice, now do it with as much love as you possibly can. Whatever it is, do it with as much love as you can. Mother Teresa said, I had doubt. I had loneliness. I had times I wanted to quit. I had times I wanted to run back to something more comfortable. But I stayed because this was the right thing for me to do. My guess is she didn't feed the people whining and grumbling to them. She did it with love. She didn't say, oh, these poor people. She did it with love. I hope she didn't do it with pity. She did it with a sense of, this is mine to do. So once she made the choice, she no longer whined. Maybe in person, but not in front of the people. Back to the giving and receiving. We are not solitary beings. We were never meant to be solitary animals. We just aren't. You look at prisoners who get sent to solitary confinement, they go crazy in their minds. We were not meant to be solitary beings. We are meant to live with other people. We are meant to give and receive and be in service and to receive service. We need to allow it in bigger ways. Love in action can be something really big. It can be.